Hey everybody, time for another hobby update. So it's Monday now. I've kind of had a busy weekend, but I'm making progress. Lots of things going on. I got several projects I'm working on at once. I'm going to start with the mech guns. So of course here's the mech gun from last time. So I was able to finish off the tractor cannons and they came out perfect. So this was the original bit I printed. You see it's way too big for the gun, so I just reduced that by 25%. And I went ahead and added the beads on there from the old tractor cannons. And this is what we come up with. And I think it looks great. It just magnetizes on there. And it's a perfect tractor cannon. I love it. Got 3 of these things made up. I might make 1 or 2 more. I haven't decided yet. But for now, 3 are probably good enough. And I just love how they came out. So anyway, that was the tractor cannon. Pretty darn happy with that. So I did finish building and prime the boys. So just a couple of things. Most of them are just simply very boring boys. I did do a couple ones. So first of all is the knob. I repositioned the power claw and then a 3D printed Goth icon here. So he's got his proper boss pole now. This one I really like. I decided to use one of the magazines and shoot an arm. Like he's reloading his pistol, and I got this chopper on the back. I like him a lot. Got one with a stick bomb, and also gave him the scope. Pretty happy with that. I got one with dual choppers, just because I felt like it. And again, most of them are just stock. This was a Black Reach guy, just a regular one, slugger chopper, nothing too exciting. I didn't do. Most of them are just boring. The thing is, though, I did prime them in gray, as you can see, and I posted this on Twitter. How do you know when you're done priming? When you're priming in gray? Fortunately, it was daylight and I had a good sunlight right on it, on the models as I was priming them, so I didn't have any problems with that. But yeah. Oh yeah, there's actually a Goth little panel thing that comes on the boy sprue. I didn't realize that. So a couple of the guns got those. So yeah, pretty happy with those. And I have actually started painting them. So this is what we got on so far. We got 3 different stages here. Okay, and pretty much everything's pointed out just exactly as I wanted it to. So we got the Rhinox hide pants, the black shirt, and the straps in the Rackar flesh. And then most of the straps and other little bits like these are going to be painted in a color I just bought. Tuscarora fur. It's kind of a reddish brown. I might start using this for rust effects too. I haven't decided yet. But that's what I bought it for. But it just adds a little bit of color without being glaringly red to these guys. So these are just the rank and file boys. I'm not going to do a whole lot of details on them. So this is painted up, then it's washed in Nuln oil, even the metal parts instead of Agrax. And then I do the skin. And then I wash the skin with Dragonhof Nightshade. So that's step 2. And then this is the next step where I just highlight back up. So the base color is Lothran Blue, which is the replacement for Sky Blue, which is what my other Orks are done in. My Orks and Goblins army. Yeah, and then I'm going to do a layer of Baharroth Blue and then a final highlight of white. But my Baharroth Blue is being shipped from GW and it won't be here till Wednesday. So I won't be able to actually finish a full model until then. And then after that I just got the teeth and nails to do. And then the eyes will be done in yellow instead of red. Yeah, so that's where we're at. Pretty happy overall with how these are turning out. I think they look great. Can't wait to get those final highlights on the skin just to see what they'll look like. But in the meantime, I'll probably get painting on some more. And I got several projects going on because I don't have to like do all at once, because I don't want just one thing to do over and over again. Even though I've got these 30 boys to do, that's only the start of the project. Because in my shipment from GW, I also have the Death Killer Wartrike and a couple shock attack guns, one for me and one for this army. So yeah, that's can pretty much finish off this stuff, having the those 2 models added to this. And one of these days I might actually get up and make the effort to sell off some stuff out of that, mainly the Storm Boys, which I don't want because I don't like them, and there's only 10 of them. They don't really fit in with the rest of the army too much. But yeah, I do have one other project I'm kind of doing off and on, and it has to require a camera angle change, so just one moment. Okay, so here's the other project I'm working on. This is a big giant terrain piece here. Something I've made videos on before. It's kind of something that's been on the sideline. It's covered in dust. But I finally decided to finish this thing up because the goal of this thing is to paint it up, and I'm going to donate it to my friendly local gaming store once it reopens, because I don't really have any need for it. I've got plenty of terrain for myself, and I just really don't have anywhere to store it. That's the biggest thing. So what we got here is a 2x1 piece of hobby plywood, 1/8 inch is what I do all my basing on. And then I've got my cargo containers. So these are my dollar store coin banks cargo containers, and the one I bought from Frontline Gaming to review, which I hate. I hate the way it's put together. And these are walkways, and this little tower thing are from Cromlech. I think I paid like a total of $25 for both sets. I've got more of these too. This isn't all of it. So, and I got one little crater back here from Pegasus. And I just got the boys sitting up here for scale. So the biggest thing that was stopping me from working on it was doing something with the base, because I didn't want just the plate straight sides on it. So I went ahead and cut off the corners here, and then just beveled the edges with sandpaper. And that's it. That's all I'm going to do with it. So it's going to be kind of like an abandoned jungle scene, because I want to use up all this reindeer moss I got from the Dollar Tree, because I'll never use it for anything in myself, and I just want it gone. And I don't want to necessarily throw it out, but so I'm going to use up as much of that as I can. It's just going to be a real simple job. Everything's going to get rusted up. It's going to have rocks and spackle glued down to be the base, painted brown like mud, lots of static grass, lots of that that moss growing up all over everything. And yeah, real simple paint job, because I don't want to put a whole lot of effort into it, because to be frankly, the stuff that goes to my local game store doesn't last very long. It gets pretty beaten up because it gets played with a lot, not just by the league players, but just anyone who comes to the store for pickup games can use the terrain. So a lot of it gets pretty beaten up before long. So hopefully this will get glued in and survive long enough. Got these little resin crates here. I don't know where they came from. I think they were in a bag of bits I bought. This one has a 4, so it's obviously some form of objective marker. They'll be glued down there. Probably not a whole lot else. I might grab some Ork bits or some Imperial bits and just kind of glue them down randomly, and then fill in the spackle around them. But yeah, that's going to be another slow burn project on the side. I don't know how long it's going to take me to do it, but I got so much other stuff going on. If I get bored with everything else, because I like to have different projects going on, so I don't have to do just one thing at a time. So I can build this, I can paint boys, I can work on 3D printing stuff, I can work on making my own 3D files, 3D models to print, and I can build more orcs for the Blue Army. So that gives me a few things to swap out between, depending on what I'm in the mood for. So yeah, that's it for this week's hobby update. Again, I get the Bahara Blue on Wednesday, and then that means Friday's update will give you, I'll be able to show off completed orcs, what they look like when they're all done. And I'm also working on custom mega cannons for the Met Guns. That's the other project I got going on, printing right now. Oh, there's one more thing I got going on. Be right back again. Yep, so this is what most of my 3D printing has been right now, is bases. Because I've got my goal is to finish rebasing my 60 some odd Evil Sons boys, so I can play with that list, play with that army. So I got this going on here of getting these printed out. So right now I've got 27 here. I'm going to print up to get up to 35. That will allow me to do all the Slugger boys with their two knobs, because I've got extra Slugger boys. So I have actually 33 Evil Sun Slugger boys, so I can do 3 trucks worth. And then I've got 4 total knobs. So yeah, so I've got 33 Slugger boys, 29 shooter boys or 26 shooter boys, I think, and then 4 knobs for Evil Sons. So that gives me a chance to do a full unit of 30 shooters and 3 units of truck boys. So yeah, once I get to 35 bases, I will get out the Evil Sons logos and get those guys rebased. So that's the other thing I've got going on. But yeah, that is the total of my projects. Oh, and of course, I almost forgot. There is one other thing I got going on. Very intermittently. Also, in the process of painting up my motorized and lit up Warcopter. So again, just rust effects on the bottom, red on the top. It's gonna be Evil Sons. So really, all I've got left to do on this is some brazen brass and some yellow. I grabbed the yellow and started doing all the yellow details, and then wash the whole thing in Agrax. It's really, and then we'll be good to go for the most part. Again, I'm not going to spend a whole lot of very complicated paint job on it because it doesn't need it. But it's going to be rust and red, and that's about it. Just like, you know, good old Evil Sons. But yeah, so that's the other thing I got painting. So I can paint this, or I can paint the boys. And again, I would definitely recommend having several projects on hand to swap between, so you don't get in a rut with just one of them. And that's what I got going on here, because as soon as I finish one, like the tractor cannons, I move on to another one, like I'm working on custom mega cannons. So trying to keep those projects cycling. So again, there's probably no hurry on anything right now as far as getting it done. So take your time, enjoy it, and don't get burned out on your hobby stuff. And now that the GW warehouses have reopened, you can actually order stuff. So hopefully that will help get those supplies to you to finish up your hobby stuff. So yeah, that's all we got going on, and I'll see you in a few days. Thanks for watching.